So the British Boxing Board of Control just put out this statement. It goes as follows. Following the British Boxing Board of Control Limited's decision on the 4th of October 2022 to prohibit the contest between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn that was scheduled to take place on the 8th of October 2022, the board is aware that it has been widely reported in the press that an A sample provided by Mr. Benn to the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association tested positive for a prohibited substance. UK Anti-Doping, Ukad, has launched an investigation in relation to Mr. Benn, and the board is in communication with Ukad in relation to that investigation. The board will release further details in relation to this matter as and when appropriate. As you can see here, dated 14th of October 2022 at 11:41:55 seconds AM. Very precise. Now, I want to double down on something I said in a previous video, because this story was initially reported in the mainstream press as a rumor or hearsay that Ukad were investigating Mr. Benn, but it turned out to be true, of course. So for the individual who tried to lambast me for even entertaining the possibility that the Daily Mail may be accurate in their reporting of this unsubstantiated claim that Conor Benn failed a previous test earlier on this year, this individual tried to lambast me and saying, oh, where's your critical thinking? How can you use the Daily Mail as a source? Well, this just demonstrates, as I showed in my response in the video I did, that this person himself has no critical thinking ability. You see, the thing about critical thinking, one of the major aspects of it, is the ability to see nuance in situations. Someone like that individual, they struggle to see nuance. Things tend to look black and white to them. They're simple-minded, a kindergarten level of logic. Now, as I showed in the video, the Mail reported on the rumor that Tyson Fury had tested positive following the Christian Hammer fight. That rumor, of course, turned out to be true. So why on earth would I instantly dismiss the possibility that what they're reporting about Conor Benn could be true? Doesn't make any logical sense, bruv. Now, do the Mail and all the other mainstream outlets pump out a lot of BS, propaganda, nonsense, etc.? Of course they do. I'll be the first one to tell you that. But again, critical thinking, nuance, is everything they say a lie? No, it's not. Do they put out an equal amount of BS across the broad range of subjects that they cover? Or do certain subjects get more BS with regards to the way they report them than others? I would suggest the latter. And in my experience, that's certainly been the case. With this example, this instance, we're talking about sports. Do the Mail primarily put out BS in relation to sports and get all their facts wrong and report inaccurately? Is that what they do the majority of the time in relation to sport, in relation to boxing? Or do they put out a good deal of factual information relating to boxing? It's obviously the latter. There's loads of stuff they report about sport that's true, even when it starts off as just rumors, as I showed you with the example of them reporting on Tyson Fury failing a test when it hadn't been confirmed yet. The fact that I have to explain to grown adults what critical thinking is and how it works is terrifying to me. But there you go. That's the world we live in. So I just gave you an example of what a critical thinker does. You see nuance in situations. You don't see everything as black and white. It is shades of gray in many instances, and this is one of them. So it's now confirmed officially by the British board that Conor Benn is under investigation by Ukad. The British board are corresponding with Ukad, presumably VADA, because they're the ones who did the testing, are in communication with Ukad, and they're getting all the data and the results and the samples and all that kind of thing and going over it all. So Conor Benn will get due process. And again, I'd love to hear what he has to say for himself, what explanation he comes up with, because I want to see whether that explanation sounds plausible to me. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. We'll find out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.